Thank you. Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Welcome to Weekend Update. I'm Michael Che.
I'm Colin Jost. Well, 4 presidents visited New York City at the same time on Thursday, 3 to do a joint fundraiser at Radio City, and 1 selling Bibles door to door.
In an interview, Senator Mitt Romney said that he will not vote for Donald Trump over Joe Biden. Now, some of you may remember Mitt Romney. Donald Trump announced he is selling limited edition gold sneakers for $400. You can check them out on the feed of the guy getting dragged off your flight.
Donald Trump has partnered with country music star Lee Greenwood to sell a $60 special edition of the Bible that also includes the Constitution, the lyrics to Greenwood's God Bless the USA, and I assume God's letter of resignation. This Bible is mostly the same, but Trump's version ends with Jesus' disciples storming Jerusalem to overturn the results of the crucifixion.
McConnell officially endorsed Donald Trump for president because despite their differences, they actually go way back. Donald Trump endorsed Mark Robinson for North Carolina governor, calling Robinson Martin Luther King on steroids. Not to be confused with Martin Luther King on Ozempic. All right, you go again, Colin. I don't know. I don't have it today.
I'm glad you told it. Trump also posted this video urging his followers to buy it.
All Americans need a Bible in their home, and I have many.
Many. I actually believe he has many Bibles. I'm sure he's been sent thousands of Bibles with a note that says, "Please read this."
House Speaker Mike Johnson said that he is blurring the faces on the footage of January 6 rioters so that none of them would be charged with a crime. So unfortunately, we'll never know who they are. Yesterday, Mike Johnson, whose position as House Speaker is in jeopardy, traveled to Mar-a-Lago for a meeting with Donald Trump. And boy, is his jaw tired.
That eventually got applause? After Trump was photographed with some strange red marks on his hand, some dermatologists speculated it could be something called hand herpes. What the hell is hand herpes? Said Tim Scott.
A new poll shows President Biden and Donald Trump are tied in a hypothetical 2024 rematch, though they're both running 50 points behind Kill Me.
After new polls show Donald Trump leading Joe Biden, Democratic strategists are calling Biden's re-election campaign a 5-alarm fire, which is scary for Biden because in a fire, you have to use the stairs.
O.J. Simpson died this week at the age of 76 after a battle with prostate cancer that was planted on him by the LAPD.
It happened. And yesterday on Truth Social, Trump posted a courtroom sketch of him sitting next to Jesus. Because if there's one guy whose trial famously ended well, it's Jesus.
Crushing it. She's up in the polls. She's raising tons of money. She collected the white man infinity stone. It all poses a big problem for Donald Trump, who's been trying everything he can think of to stop her ascent. He's been insulting her race even more, insulting her gender, even more race stuff, blah, blah, blah. But somehow it's not working. So his allies have some radical proposals for him.
If she won, you're not going to have any fracking in Pennsylvania. You have 500,000 jobs. Think of that. It's your biggest business. You can't take the chance. You have no choice. You've got to vote for me. You've got to vote for me.
You've got no choice isn't the most exciting pitch. It's like when Cracker Barrel changed their slogan to, "Look, it's us or the gas station."
Wow.
In a new interview, Billy D. Williams says that actors should be allowed to do blackface, adding, if you're an actor, you should do anything you want to do. Exactly, said Kevin Spacey.
More than 5,000 people attended a Democratic fundraiser at Radio City Music Hall featuring big-name celebrities like Barack Obama, Stephen Colbert, and Lizzo, as well as lesser-known celebrities like President Joe Biden.
This week, Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed after it was struck by a cargo ship that was carrying, you won't believe it, Boeing airplanes.
Pope Francis criticized laws banning homosexuality as unjust, saying that it's not a crime, even though Catholic doctrine views homosexuality as a sin. He also stressed that Catholic doctrine views age as nothing but a number. New York City officials are considering controlling the city's growing rat population by using birth control pellets, which will also finally let female rats focus on their careers.
Former president and current reverse mortgage applicant Donald Trump criticized Biden's speech, saying the words are not flowing smoothly out of his mouth. Well, we can't all speak with the same effortless grace as Donald J. Trump.
Just recently heard that Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat.
Oh, it sounds like someone just inserted a colonoscopy camera.
Ronna McDaniel was reelected as chair of the Republican National Committee in a closer than expected vote over challengers Harmet Dillon, MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell, Twitter user CatTurd2, Kevin Sorbo, Kyle Rittenhouse, and of course, Colin Jost. Congratulations, Colin.
Yeah, thank you. That election was rigged. Donald Trump posted an image of Nikki Haley made up to look like Hillary Clinton. And honestly, I couldn't tell if it was bad Photoshop or a good picture of Mark Cuban in a wig. Pope Francis called for a ban on surrogate motherhood, which he says violates the dignity of the woman and the child. Plus, the Catholic Church doesn't want extra kids around while they're trying to quit.
You win. Just talk about whatever the you want to talk about.
And now they're putting her on the covers of Time magazine with an artist sketch. They don't use a picture, they use an artist sketch. I want to use that artist. I want to find that artist. I like him very much.
Donald, do you really need a new sketch artist? I feel like you have plenty of sketches.
In a video on Truth Social, Donald Trump falsely said that Democrats support abortion up to the 9th month and beyond, saying the baby is executed after birth. But he only thinks that happens because when Trump was a baby, a bunch of time travelers showed up trying to kill him.
Donald Trump said the results of the 2020 election should be overturned and called for the termination of the Constitution. Trump plans to terminate the Constitution by asking Herschel Walker to drive it to the clinic.
Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy, seen here wanting to know if you or someone you love has been injured in a car accident. Met in person with President Biden about the debt ceiling and said they had a good conversation. It went so well, Biden let him pick a couple classified documents out of the bowl.
Look, I hate to nitpick, but in this speech about the economy, do you think at any point you might want to say something about the economy?
I did have something I would show you. Wait a minute. I don't know if you've seen this. I used it once. Oh, I have it. I do have it. Look at this. Look at this. So, this is Tic Tacs, right?
Yes. I mean, they came out of your pocket, so they might be roofies, but...
President Biden met with Japan's prime minister where they discussed building a new bullet train system in America using advanced Japanese technology. In return, Japan requested the advanced American technology of forks.
The CEO of Boeing announced that he's stepping down in the wake of the company's ongoing safety issues. And on his way out, he held up a bunch of nuts and bolts and said, "Good luck figuring out where these were supposed to go."
NBC News cut ties with Ronna McDaniel after many network hosts protested her hiring. And I'm actually very disappointed, only because I thought Ronna McDaniel was a drag version of Ronald McDonald. The key Senate race in Georgia between Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker will move on to a runoff in December, but Walker has offered Warnock $500 to just, take care of it, baby. Many black voters in Georgia were frustrated with another runoff election because the burden of saving the Senate fell on them once again. It's happened so often, there's already a movie about it.
A Disneyland guest was arrested for stripping off his clothes and walking around nude on It's a Small World, which is the all-time worst answer to the question, so what are you in for?
Georgia Senate candidate Herschel Walker denied reports that he paid for a girlfriend's abortion, saying, I send money to a lot of people, before adding, for abortions. After the news broke that Walker paid for his ex-girlfriend's abortion, he raised more than $500,000 because dollars are the only thing Walker is willing to raise.
In a speech yesterday, Herschel Walker called America the greatest country in the United States. But on the plus side, at least he has a general idea of where he is. Walker then apologized for misspeaking, saying, I know I'm not always the sharpest tool in the refrigerator.
The Kremlin celebrated the illegal annexation of Ukraine with a night of entertainment in Red Square. Say what you will, but a gig's a gig.
The U.S. Embassy in Moscow is urging all American citizens in Russia to leave immediately. Oh, cool. I'll try to do that, said Brittany Griner. A new study finds that your risk of developing diabetes depends on how fast you walk and whether this sound plays while you're walking.
হ্যালো, দেখতে পাচ্ছেন খুব সুন্দর একটা ড্রয়িং। এই ড্রয়িংটা আপনি চাইলে খুব সহজে করে ফেলতে পারবেন মাত্র কয়টি রং পেন্সিল ব্যবহার করে। কিভাবে ড্রয়িংটা করবেন, কি কি রং পেন্সিল লাগবে, এই ভিডিওতে সেটা নিয়ে আলোচনা করব। অবশ্যই ভিডিওটা মনোযোগ সহকারে দেখুন, সবার সাথে শেয়ার করতে ভুলবেন না। ধন্যবাদ।
You